Hey Taurus, we're going to do your June 2020 monthly reading, and I wanted to do a bit of a recap so that you can get an idea of the energy that was experienced throughout the reading. What does it mean to know peace, freedom, and abundance? And on those bad days, we know that it's so easy to dismiss them as something too far away from where we currently are, yeah. Because we're pushed to concepts of gratitude. And how do we get to gratitude? Unless we connect in to authenticity and honesty. This is the journey. And it's when we go to the center, when we go to the core, we can truly forgive ourselves and all others for the wisdoms that have been presented into our lives as lessons, as pain, as love. Peace, freedom, and abundance can have a whole new meaning for you this month. And I do feel that I'm connecting into Tauruses that have done a lot of work in their healing journeys. June offers you some exceptional energy to amplify that and take that to the next level. So stay tuned and find out. Welcome Taurus. We're going to be doing your June Practically Soulful monthly reading. This is your first time to the channel. Welcome. My name is Ali from Indigo Ascension. You can find out a little bit more of the work that I do on energy healings and intuitive readings at the links below to my Facebook page and my website address. My channel is dedicated to empaths, sensitives, and intuitives, those that might identify that they're on the awakening path and journey. On the channel, you're going to find fortnightly and monthly readings that will focus on the zodiacs, okay? So the Practically Soulful readings are centered on your sun sign, your core sign. So if you are a cusper, if you fall directly at the end and the beginning of a zodiac sign, read both, watch both, I should say. And by all means, with the fortnightly readings, explore your natal chart further, okay? So we are more than just our sun sign. We are a rising sign, we're a moon sign, we're a Venus sign, we're a Jupiter sign as well. How we communicate, how we present to the world, how we deal with growth and expansion, how we house our emotions and how they affect us and how we best work with them are all determined by the position the sun was in, by the position of the different planetary alignments, not just the position the sun was in when you were born, Taurus, okay? However, with the Practically Soulful readings, it is about soul. It is about soul path, your core. So always focus on your sun sign for that. Okay, let's start with your reading. I focus on what I call the energy that crosses you this month, or that forms the foundation of what you might be experiencing, okay? I'll then divide that up further or clarify that further with some tarot, which we can look at. And you can identify them as perhaps the 4 weeks of the month. You can also identify them as the levels of being within self. So you'll hear about it in my videos. I talk a lot about the 5 levels of being, and I do this as an energy healer. We are more than just a physical body, Taurus. Our world has taught us, certainly, to focus only on what is tangible, what is real. Hence, our deep focus around the physical, the reality of what we can see, touch, and experience. But we are more than just that. We're also an emotional body. We're a thought body. We're an energy body and a soul, and how we best combined all 5 and how they work together to complement each other, and how perhaps we focus more so on others than the other parts of ourselves can give us a good indication of what needs balancing within ourselves, you know, and where our strengths lie as well. Now, just to do a cosmic recap on June. June's a powerhouse of a month, if May wasn't one already. If you haven't checked out the channel, I highly encourage you to check out your May readings. There's 2 fortnightly ones there, and there's also your May monthly reading. Now, May kicked off 4 planets in retrograde once we had the full moon in Scorpio at the beginning of the month. Now, this continues with our 5th planet going into retrograde, which will be Mercury, all right? So 5 is the number of change. We are encouraged, if anything, the relationships between the different planetary retrogrades is what I like to focus on, because the archetypes of personalities, they're energies that we can work with if we so choose. And definitely on subtle levels and subconscious levels, these energies are working regardless if we choose to actively engage with them to make manifest whatever reality we desire. Now, to work with the 5th energy, as Mercury goes into retrograde on the 10th of June, we're now working with the ways in which we communicate, the ways in which we've identified communication blocks in relation to the other retrogrades that are already happening. So we've got Venus currently still in retrograde, we've got Saturn in retrograde, we've got Pluto, and we've also got Jupiter in retrograde. It's all about how we are connecting, what intimacy means for us, how connection was modeled, how we've been able to put down boundaries or to understand rules and structures, and which ones are right for us and which ones are no longer right for us as we grow and move out of family values, religious values perhaps, when we embark on a spiritual path. Even within the boundaries of what the spiritual path should be about, it must suit me, it must resonate me in order to truly fulfill me and meet me and my needs where I'm currently at. And that doesn't mean that there's always going to be a stock standard solution for every problem, as in life, you know, as in the journey. So these are the themes, and we're definitely going deep as well. Sorry, I've almost forgot. We're definitely going deep with Pluto retrograde. It's about the motivations of our subconscious, the fears and beliefs that perhaps we've held on to without consciously being aware of, so coming across sudden realizations. And Jupiter, like I said a little bit earlier, it's all about how we deal with growth and expansion, the opportunities that we're too afraid to perhaps take up, how we struggle with growth when it demands authenticity from us. Now, all of these planetary retrogrades have their own purpose, unique to the zodiac that it's, you know, that it's working with, and how and where that sits in our houses, yes. But on a collective level, this energy influences us all, Taurus. And these are the themes that many of us are experiencing. You know, our life, our society has taught us so very well to focus only on self, to only focus on what's going on for me. Hence, we've got this constant divide, this constant disconnect in how we truly are connected to everyone and everything. And so it's easy to say, you know, and this is coming from a very passionate astrologer, it's easy to say, oh, the retrogrades don't bother me. They are always working on some level. And it is within this month that many of the zodiacs are noticing themes around love, around growth, around freedom and restrictions, okay? And that amplifies this month because we've got 2 eclipses and also that 5th planet going into retrograde too. We are eclipsing anything that does not want to encourage our greatest change. And that can be as slow or as fast as a transformation as you want. Make no mistake, the collective energies have been showing us that change is here and has been available to us actually for a few years now on a collective level if we wanted to embark on that awakening. And as it is unique for us all, we are all awakening, we are all ascending out of old paradigms. That's the theory of evolution, yeah? Growth and change is the only constant. So full moon lunar eclipse on June the 5th is the first one off the bat, and that's going to be in Sagittarius. Now, I'll talk further. I'm still wanting to do an individual video on the nodal changes, on the ecliptical cycle change, as well as these retrogrades, but I do talk about them in each individual zodiac reading. We've been in a 2-year ecliptical cycle with Cancer and Capricorn, where we were balancing feminine and masculine aspects within us, you know, the polarities, the dark and light within us, in order to come into some sort of wholesome standpoint. And now with Sagittarius and Gemini, we really are being able to explore what divine love truly means for us, the expanse of what that Mercury energy of Gemini can truly bring us. We're all being invited to step into authenticity of what our dreams can achieve. And a big part of that, when we shake house, is a crumbling, you know. And I've said this in a few of the readings, don't ever be afraid of the intensity cards, you know, when it comes to the tarot, like the Tower, like the Ten of Swords, like the Seven of Swords, you know, these things must come front and center in our awareness so we can truly face it, rather than use the usual suppression techniques that ultimately keep us disconnected from every other element that we are. Like I said, we're so used to the physical aspect. Very rarely do we connect into our emotional aspects, our thought aspects, our energy aspects, and our soul. And in doing so, perhaps we can achieve the most biggest balance that is probably necessary. Okay? Now, June 21 is solstice, as well as a solar eclipse in Cancer. So for the Cancerians out there, it's going to be the last one, okay, of a 2-year amazing cycle. We're looking at themes of love versus hate this month, and I don't say that lightly, because there's also themes there with freedom and restrictions thanks to these eclipses. We really are cleaning house, guys, and we cannot accept anything less than honesty, authenticity, and true choice when it comes to how we feel about the structures in our lives. And structures can pertain to whatever routine we're currently running in. And I know that there's a lot of collective change out there, but structures also pertain to the rules I allow myself to live by, what boundaries I choose to put down, how much I'm going to willingly open up to opportunity, connection, love, and intimacy, what that even means to me on a deeper level. We're eclipsing anything that doesn't get in the way of true change, okay? And we're launching a brand new ecliptical cycle. It doesn't get any more exciting than this. Taurus, let's take a look at your energy for the month, okay? You are centered in the energy of freedom and what this really means for you. Now, make no mistake, perhaps across the month you will come across situations and experiences that do not make you feel free, so that you can truly see how much it is of value to you. Like I said, freedom versus restriction is a big ecliptical theme this month. Yeah, love and hate. Do I love my life? Do I love my routine? Do I love who I'm with? Do I feel free in this connection? Do I feel free in my routine, in my job, in the choices I'm making in my life? Am I doing things because I think I have to, not because I want to? Nothing and no one can ever truly hold us down, Taurus. Like, these are the themes of the ecliptical cycles this month. And it's also a very big theme for you. Above this is honesty, so it's about getting authentic and honest with ourselves first, so that we can communicate those boundaries and those truths to others. Where have we played a role that doesn't serve our highest purpose? Where have we allowed dishonesty to get in our way? I just realized this music is probably a little bit too loud. Where have we allowed dishonesty to get in our way and become a new normal? Now, I don't say that because dishonesty can be a negative strategy, but it's also a safety strategy. Sometimes we're dishonest with ourselves when we say, yeah, I'm happy, life's good, when there's deeper things that we want addressed. Yeah, these are the themes and the vibes that are happening for you this month, in the month of June. And it's a big month for all of us. You truly can take advantage of the gift of authenticity, Taurus, this month, by exploring what freedom truly means for you in this new chapter. You are embarking on a new 2-year journey, like we all are, thanks to the nodal shifts. We're on a new ecliptical cycle. The minute Sagittarius kicks off with that full moon at the beginning of the month on the 5th, underneath all this is the deep resonance of what peace means for you. You know, and I'll say this often, give me all the money in the world, nothing can buy my peace of mind and my peace of heart. You can never buy those things. It is an active choice every day, with the wholesome and resonant and healthy choices we make for ourselves, Taurus, when it comes to the connections and the energy that we allow in our life, the choices that nourish us. You know, nourishment's not just food and drink. Nourishment is the energy we choose to consume every day. We are energetic beings, and being more aware of that on an amplified level can truly help us in so many ways better understand how we're actually feeding ourselves and what we are feeding on. Yeah, that saying, the 5 people you hang around the most, has a lot of wisdom and value to it. And it's not about putting outside blame to others. It is about acknowledging what I choose to take on board, what I choose to consume. No different to whether you do or don't like certain meals or certain foods, you know. Whatever you choose to put on your plate, put in your cup, is no different to what you choose to breathe in. and what you choose to breathe out. And we all, the more we become aware of what energy we're actually engaging with, I feel it's relevant to say this, the more we become aware and consciously, actively participate in how we absorb energy and what we are choosing to release. As empaths, we're all very familiar with people that are unconscious of the energy that they permit. You know, we can use all the labels that we want, narcissist and energy vampires, people that suck the life out of us, whatever the case may be. But it's about taking accountability for my choice to participate in that process. It is about my authenticity to be able to put down a boundary. And sometimes conversations don't even have to be had. We can make that at a heart level and a mind level. And when we're in resonance like that, Taurus, we can actually decide what energy we are choosing to consume despite being in amongst the storm. And I'm not advocating that we put ourselves in abusive situations or chaotic situations on a day-to-day basis, because that will always disrupt this. But know thyself. Know what your boundaries are. Know what you value. Know what you need to let go of at the end of every day if it's a stressful work environment. Decide not to take on the emotional weight of another person's opinion on how you are living your life. Consciously choose peace within yourself so that you can peacefully say, thanks for your feedback. I didn't ask for it, but this is the choice that I'm making that's right for me. We all know in ourselves what is right for us, what feels right, what feels like peace. This month invites you to ground deeply in that truth. Honesty, freedom, peace. You can't win that on Gold Lotto, Taurus. In the past, I see there's the energy of forgiveness, which was perhaps affecting your creativity in some way. This was about facing those connections, experiences from the past that challenged our ability to forgive. And like I've said so many times, who am I as an outsider to say, just forgive? It's so easy. It's not. It takes us through a process of recalibrating our conscious awareness of our beliefs. It takes us through a process of diving deep into our emotions to truly determine what we are willing to hold on to, see, perceive in a whole new way. It's a healing journey in of itself. And at the very least, it is for us. Sometimes the easiest thing to do is to forgive ourselves for not knowing better, but knowing and honoring that we made choices that we felt and thought were right for us at the time. When we take accountability and be honest with ourselves, Taurus, we know when we are making choices for shadow reasons or the wrong reasons or for selfish reasons or to satisfy ego or to satiate a fear. Okay? We know who needs to be forgiven when we truly center in this energy. We know what needs to be forgiven and why we feel creatively blocked to express our true divine nature. Now, the sacral chakra is more than just sensuality and sexuality. But when we notice that when we are hurting, when we've been betrayed, when issues of forgiveness, we really do close up that center. And that center is more than that. It is also the divine expression of the foundation of who we are. It is how we create, how we manifest change. And in shadow element, it's also how we stagnate. So working with forgiveness can help clear that up and can identify those blocks, those opportunities within us that relate to the sacral chakra, and how we can truly feel free and expressive and sensual when we have gone to the core of what forgiveness means for us, no matter how long ago that story, no matter how long running that script has been. True forgiveness happens in here with self. And sometimes that is enough to get us to the next level. You're moving into the energy of gratitude, Taurus. These are beautiful soul cards, I must say. You have a lovely mix of feminine and masculine energy. Your left and right brain hemispheres, your masculine and feminine, is all about your drive and your choice to act on what you intuitively know, thanks to the feminine energy. With the feminine energy, we are going in, we are intuiting, we are healing, we are, and then it's thanks to the masculine energy, we go out to hunt, seek, decide. Okay, so we need a balance of those both. We need a balance of spirit and logic. We need a balance of intuition and practicalities within us, you know, and I say this all the time. In order to truly embody our higher consciousness, we must be willing to explore how that sits within both polarities within us so that we can experience it in a balanced form. And that can take some time. But I see here that I'm connecting into Tauruses that have been on a massive journey, Taurus, to get you to where you are now. You're coming out of your birthday season, you know, and I have noticed with the zodiacs, the energies and frequencies I'm picking up on as I pick up on them, perhaps 6 months ago, a year ago, or a few years ago, I would have picked up on energies where you are coming into your birthday season. So it was feeling exciting. It was feeling like renewal. But I have noticed a distinct theme that by the time we're hitting our birthday season, for many zodiacs, we're still in this healing energy. It's this 12th house energy that you would usually do or feel a couple of months before your birthday. For everyone, like, think back. It's always really challenging just before your birthday because you're going through 12th house placements, the deep, you know, subconscious stuff, what we need to heal and let go and identify before we can truly experience our birthday, our solar return. But I have noticed a lot of the zodiacs experiencing that same energy within their birthday month. And now that, to me, on a spiritual level, on a healing level, we are really celebrating and gifting ourselves with true, authentic healing so that we can see that we can celebrate just as much as we can celebrate the very essence of letting go and how that actually aligns with freedom. Freedom is going to mean so many things for you, and the more you truly connect into this consciously, make a game of it, Taurus, because I am connecting into Tauruses that have this daily routine that you're perhaps doing a lot of 3D stuff, whether you're going to work, raising kids, you have responsibilities, you know, but this freedom, does this connection, this friendship, this phone call, will it make me feel free? Does it make my energy feel free? What am I choosing to engage in on a minute-to-minute basis? And how much does this align to freedom? And yeah, let's get technical. Oh, but Ali, I've got a mortgage, I've got a job that I have to go to. No, you don't, Taurus. You actually don't have to go to it. And with every choice, I mean, we must be authentic and honest enough to face the weight of the consequences of those choices. Be honest with yourself. Do you want that house? So you must want a way in which to fund it. There are creative ways in which we can do so, yes, but right here, right now, just for this time, you have the free will in choosing to keep that job, to fund the lifestyle you have, or to give yourself permission to creatively come up with a whole new ballgame. But none of that happens overnight, yeah? Perhaps freedom is finally getting to a point to say, you know what? I'm willing to see my routine, the choices I've been making in a whole new way, so that I can thoroughly clean house and decide what stays and what goes. And if a job simply is there to pay the bills so that you can experience your spiritual self in other realms of your life, in your extracurricular activities, or when you're at home by yourself, or when you're able to connect into like-minded souls, then so be it. I think as empaths and sensitives, we can really do ourselves a disservice by not bringing our light into the dark. And I'm not saying that in a judgmental way, but in order to experience true joy, true harmony, and true freedom, we have to get to the point that we are, and to accept that we are in this mainstream world. We live in a very 3D world. How do I best ground down all what I consciously know on a higher level successfully, so I can infuse that energy down here and really transform how I perceive that, rather than doing what I might usually do and disconnecting from it and identifying it as two separate things? Because the more that disconnection happens, Taurus, the more that disconnection happens in self. And that's what the last 2 years has been about with the ecliptical cycle. It has been a merging, not just of our logic, but our feminine and our masculine, our light and our shadow. We've had to merge. Now is the point to act, because Sagittarius opens up the first full moon lunar eclipse and invites us out into this new ecliptical cycle. And Sagittarius is the archer. You know, it's about that travel with the mind, the heart, the possibilities, being able to expand outside of our structures and what we think we are housed under. It's a journey out. So it's now time for change, and there's a lot of freedom and a lot of peace in accepting where we are, knowing that we have true freedom of choice to decide where to from here. All right, I could talk forever. You guys know this if you've been following me for a while. Let's look at your tarot, Taurus. Beautiful energy. Like I said, you're coming into gratitude. These are the energies that are available to you. And like I said earlier, you can make no mistake, you can certainly experience these energies by experiencing what they are not and by experiencing their polar opposites, okay? But freedom is at your center. Crowning you is honesty. You are based and founded in peace. You are moving into the energy of gratitude. In the past, there's the energy of forgiveness, and underneath all of this is abundance. An abundance of peace is worth more to me than the gold lotto. But some money is nice to live the life we want to, yeah? But abundance, this is a massive thing that's going on underneath all of this. And there might be, for some Taurians out there that I'm connecting into, your health ties into this. You must need to feel free on some level in order to experience true health, okay? There's a positive health benefits that shine from the inside out when we truly feel that way, Taurus. You know, we do glow. People sense that within our energy vibration. They can sense that genuine peace when it's authentically and honestly being experienced. All right. Especially those that are sensitive to it. Let's take a look at your tarot cards, my dear. Page of Pentacles, the Devil. Nine of Pentacles, the Four of Cups, the Page of Cups, the Ten of Swords, the Death card, wow, the Queen of Swords, the Five of Wands, the Queen of Wands, the Three of Cups, and the King of Pentacles. You end the month coming into your highest vibration when and if you choose to work with the potency of all the energy available to you. So incorporate all that cosmic energy I mentioned earlier, thanks to the eclipses. Underneath all of this is about experiencing true abundance. And maybe, Taurus, this energy is inviting you to redefine what abundance means for you. It is more than just a physical layer. It is an emotional layer, an energetic layer. Yeah, it happens in our thoughts, in our perceptions, our beliefs. We're rewriting the script thanks to all these retrogrades and eclipses. We're rewriting what we've been taught and told to believe, or perhaps just chosen to believe just because that's how things are done. There is a new way to live and love and experience self and growth and expansion. And that is where we can see how abundant we can truly be, Taurus. I see a couple of pages here. Now, in its highest vibration, in a very practical sense, it could definitely mean children involved. In its highest vibration, Taurus, I do see there is a promise of youthful enthusiasm for life again and feeling excited, okay? You've got some high vibrational energy soul cards here. And there's a promise here. That's what the Taurus is. I mean, that's what the tarot is telling me, Taurus, is that you can truly end the month in your element as the King of Pentacles in a youthful, refreshed way of looking at self, life, and your plans moving forward for yourself. I do see here you're working with devil energy, okay? So the devil card shows up. You might practically be dealing with a Capricorn, all right? You might be working out what is yours to take as you enter a solo journey, because I've got the Page of Pentacles, the Devil, and the Nine of Cups. There's something tangible here from a commitment. There's something tangible here from something that deals with the shadow elements of what is being human, okay? This might be something tangible I have learned about myself when I am in connection. Now, I know he's solo in this deck, all right? But in other tarot decks, he's a couple, Okay, the devil represents the shadow elements of connection. My connections to my belief, my connections to others, my connections to my fears, and how I'm feeling tied down and not free, Taurus. The devil card is essentially the opposite of freedom. It is feeling bound and stuck. And I see here you're wanting to take something of value, okay, with the Page of Pentacles. Maybe something is offered to you to help you redefine what feeling stuck means for you, what you are bound to. You could even be, quite practically speaking, addressing loans and mortgages here so that you feel free of that restriction in your life and how that influences your day-to-day views of where you're financially sitting. The Nine of Pentacles is a pat on the back. It's all about self-sufficiency and how to get yourself there and away from this energy. I'm connecting into Taurians that are wanting to disconnect from commitments, whether it's loans that we have with other people. I'm talking to Taurians that want to disconnect from the shadow elements of what it is to be human and how we feel stuck, whether it is through toxic behaviors, toxic connections, vices, what was I going to, substances, behaviors, patterning that creates a sense of feeling oppressed and stuck. But we are never stuck. There's something offered to you, an opportunity, advice, a download, just a sudden inspiration or insight into how to free yourself from feeling stuck this month, Taurus. That's the energy of the month. You are eclipsing, okay, old toxic ways of living, loving, connecting, being, believing, seeing. You are eclipsing them. There is a gift as the month starts. And I strongly feel this Sagittarian energy, because I know this is Capricorn, but this fire energy that exists here. The Sagittarius solar full moon lunar eclipse for you on the 5th of June is going to be quite significant and a beautiful opportunity for you to pat yourself on the back for how far you have come. This is about you standing on solid ground on your own. This chick does not need help, male or female, okay? She can look back and say, with a full heart, I did it my way and I've succeeded and I have everything I need to successfully and abundantly move forward. There is money there, I do want to say, for the Taurians that I'm connecting into. And I feel there's perhaps some money crunching that was happening at the number crunching that was happening at the end of May. I know we've just hit June 1st. Happy 1st of the month. But that's what I wanted to mention, okay? Because I see here there's an opportunity you're hesitant to take, and that might be this Page of Coins, this opportunity that will help you get out of an old way of doing things. So I'm connecting into Taurians that truly have to push themselves out, perhaps out of their boundaries of perceptions, okay? Their perceptions, how you perceive where you are stuck. I just have to do this. I just have, like I was mentioning about that job. You don't, actually. If you want that house, you will choose to find a way to fund that responsibility, or you choose not to have that house. And if the job you have you don't like, then we are always free to choose to go and get another one. It is as simple as that. We are never stuck, Taurus. And I feel there's something here, sudden insight. Someone might say something to you, something is offered to you that will be a gift as an opportunity to remove you from these confines, okay? Practically speaking, it could be identifying a lump sum of money. It could be you crunching numbers and seeing how far you've come, what you actually have, what you can truly, with a full heart, let go of, that you no longer need to hold on to, so that you can feel free, independent and sovereign, is what I keep hearing, all right? Because I do see here there's something here you're reluctant to take when the Four of Cups shows up. You see it, you know it, you hear it. This might even be an apology, okay? This might be a creative opportunity, a creative new way to look at yourself and your life. I do want to encourage the Tauruses for the first 2 weeks of the month. There's a beautiful opportunity here to truly close the door on the past. Whatever pain and betrayal mean for you, whatever the Ten of Swords energy means for you, you know, it guarantees us a new beginning and that the worst is truly behind us. If we haven't cleansed house, if we haven't addressed those little things that still exist, okay? When it comes to how we are connected to our beliefs, our fears, how our past prevents us from truly moving forward on some level, this is about letting that go. And there's an opportunity to disconnect from perhaps connections, beliefs, behaviors that are toxic for us, okay? That's the gift this month, Taurus. There's something within you that you know is toxically perhaps tying you to memories of the past. Sorry about my neighbour's dog. There's an apology here. You know, we're working with the energy of forgiveness and freedom, and that's highlighted by these tarot cards. There perhaps is an apology here thanks to the Page of Cups. All right? And like I said earlier, the most important person we need to forgive, Taurus, is ourselves. But every day, every time we wake up, every day we begin, every moment we begin again, every breath in is a new opportunity to actively choose what I'm breathing in, what I'm perceiving, believing, experiencing. So that we can actually see the Four of Cups for what it is. And I feel I'm even connecting into Tauruses that will not look at any other influence other than the one they want. Because the Four of Cups energy, yes, it's that hesitancy to take an opportunity, to take an offer, to accept that apology. And I'm not saying yes or no, but I'm definitely connecting into Tauruses that might be faced with that potential. In retrogrades, the past does come back. The past does like to present as a person, as a face. To rehash things, to offer an apology. So I'm definitely perhaps connecting into Tauruses that might be experiencing that in the first 2 weeks of June. But more than that, I feel like and connected to that, I should say as well, I'm talking to Tauruses that will see that and acknowledge that perhaps, but you are more focused on the cup you have, that goal, that sense of self-sufficiency and being sovereign of anything that feels toxic to me. That's great for someone to come in and apologize, but I still feel free here where I am, knowing that I've walked away for a reason and I didn't accept that offer that was made, or that reality, that situation for what it was. Okay, that's relevant because you're working with honesty. You might even have to have that honest conversation with yourself. You're working with forgiveness, freedom and gratitude, and feeling truly grateful that despite how tough the past has been, how it has brought betrayal, grateful for the gifts and the wisdom. Look at that healing gold light, Taurus. In all other tarot decks, the Ten of Swords is quite dark, and it really shows that someone has been stabbed in the back. These betrayals are ascending. They're not even in him. And if you look at it, it looks like spirit rising from the body, if you will. These betrayals are truly the betrayals of life, how people have betrayed you. The freedom that you've got available to you this month, Taurus, is how the energetic tie now, wow, I'm covered in goosebumps. When you actively choose freedom, forgiveness, and honesty with self this month, watch how all the frequencies, the timelines, the energetic cords, anything connected to betrayal or the dark times of your past, watch how they truly lift out of you and descend into something a lot more higher than what they were when you originally experienced them. Look at this card. I love how I look at them in new ways when I'm connecting into the individual energies of the people I'm reading for. I feel I'm talking to Tauruses that can definitely identify and be grateful for the wisdom, the gift of their experiences, no matter how dark those experiences perhaps were in the past. You are merging the past, the present, and future in a beautiful way from a higher view, Taurus. There's an end to conflict here and an end to perhaps even being emotionally affected. Now, as an earth sign, you are definitely coming into your element, but I do want to say that the gift you can give yourself this month is really about embracing this Queen of Swords energy, Taurus. The Queen of Swords, she's quite the intellectual, she's intelligent. She knows her boundaries, and when it comes to conflict, she will address it immediately. So notice the conflict that arises and the choices you're making to engage with it or not, how you're putting boundaries down. She addresses conflict immediately. She does not engage in it. She addresses conflict. Okay, there is a difference. Addressing conflict can be a choice not to take that phone call, to say, sorry, I'm busy. I acknowledge what you know, or texting back, I acknowledge what you said, but I have a different opinion and this is mine. It'd be great if you could respect it. I'm still going ahead and doing X, Y, Z, whatever the case may be. She does not put up with BS. So embracing the true energy of the Queen of Swords from a feminine essence nurtures you this month, Taurus, when you decide to put boundaries down, where you look at things from a logical level, okay? From a practical level, this is essentially what would you want your child to do if they were in your position. You know, it's very easy to become firm, stone-faced and know where we stand when it comes to our loved ones, and we find it a little bit harder to do it for ourselves. But I see here that in many ways, with the Death card showing up, Taurus, that you are transforming a lot of these perhaps old ways of being, doing, allowing your boundaries to be crossed, where you perhaps didn't speak up at one time and now you are. And it's not about engaging in conflict and arguments. It's we can state our boundaries calmly and intelligently and firmly. There's a deep metamorphosis and transformation. I've got the Ten of Swords backed up by the Death card. You are transforming something, and there is a massive gift here for you this month to truly lift and heal anything that has caused confusion, heaviness. When you work with the eclipses, Taurus, when you work with the retrograde energy that we're all experiencing, there's a beautiful gift of abundance and genuine core healing. I can't feel it in any other way. You know, you can and will be grounded in peace this month if you so choose. And everything is a choice, Taurus. Every moment we wake up, every time we check our phone, every time we notice a rise in our emotions, or how our energy truly shifts because of that issue, that person, that thing. Getting raw and honest with ourselves can lead to so much freedom, so that we can actually shift our perception of what we thought was once dark or negative and be truly grateful for the presence in their life that helped us identify a shadow element within ourselves. That's the energy you're moving into. I feel like I'm in my healing room and you're on my Reiki bed and I'm talking through all these things. The Queen of Wands, the Three of Cups, and the King of Pentacles, you know, when we're embodying this energy, I feel this is you, Taurus. You end the month, okay, with deep commitment, with practical choices, with honesty, with identifying ourself each step of the way, our new needs, our new boundaries, our new desires, and what freedom truly means for you. You end the month in your highest element, okay? The King of Coins is a practical, long commitment, okay? I am dedicating myself to this new path of this new version of me, this new commitment, this new life goal, this new way of being, this new connection, this new marriage, whatever it is, this refresh to our existing relationship, our existing marriage, our career, whatever this is long term. There is deep healing and metamorphosis here. You are letting go of the final dregs, if you wish to, of anything that has ever held you back from feeling yourself 100%. Feeling like you are in your element and that everything in your life is where it needs to be. Okay? And the way in which that happens is the coming together. All right, they're coming together and choosing to spend time with like-minded souls, those that resonate to our true vibration, to joy, celebrating your successes, celebrating all the gifts of your journey that you can truly feel grateful for, of what you've learned, even the parts that were shadow, even the parts that were dark, the parts that were negative, whether instigated by others, whether we engaged in that and participated in that too. All of it has been a gift. There is something to celebrate here at the end of the month, Taurus. And it's really going to get you excited for life again, passionate about your path again, deeply grounded in your visions about who you are and what you want and where you want to go heading forward. This is practical passion and excitement and joy. When I said earlier about the 2 pages, that's youthful exuberance for you, like genuinely being excited for life again, like the connections you're making, the path and choices you're choosing to move in and walk into. You know, what you're walking away from, allow it to go with a full heart and grateful for everything it has gifted you with, the wisdom it has shown you that reflected back to you your truth, your higher knowing. You know, experiences come into our lives for that sole reason, that we always continually see ourselves reflected in another. And I know that's a really hard thing to comprehend, but when we look at the heart of the matter, Taurus, we only know what freedom is when we do not know when we only experience what freedom is not. We only know what love is when we experience what love is not. Same too with joy, abundance, peace, gratitude. We only know what one side of the coin is when we have experienced the other. And it is not another's fault. We invite all souls to come into our lives, to cross our path, to join us in our journey. I feel like I'm connecting to Tauruses that are having a lot of heart chakra openings this month too. They have joined us on our path and our journey to be our teachers as we have been their teachers, to walk together no matter how hard that classroom might have been, no matter how dark it might have looked. It was a wisdom lesson. It was a graduation into the next level of ourselves, whether we continue to journey together or not. There's a deep, cathartic letting go for you this month, and it feels amazing. Like, this is not band-aid surface stuff. This is not blocking things out and addressing the surface stuff. I feel I'm connecting to Tauruses that have been brave enough to truly get to the heart of the matter and address the core wound. And there is so much freedom here available for you guys. Abundance. Abundance is at your own definition, Taurus. And it can come packaged with a bow of honesty, in a basket of freedom, wrapped up in peace and decorated with gratitude. So something beautiful, as are you. I hope you've received some resonance and confirmation in your message today. I really do need to wrap this up. But June is a powerhouse. And when I say powerhouse, that could be whatever we want it to be. We can be afraid of that, or we can make the most of it. And I see here that there are many Tauruses that will be choosing to make the most of it. And I hope you do. All right, Taurus, thanks for connecting in. Thanks for watching. Namaste. Have an amazing June.